it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb, and on this episode, we're going to talk about weight loss courage coming up next. Hi guys, it's Elizabeth, Countess of Low Carb. Happy Monday, guys. Hope you're having a awesome kick butt start to the day. If you are not in our group, I've started a thread about what your goals are for Monday. Would love to see you post them down again here too, and to rock out our Mondays of hitting it hard, of getting our weight loss done this week. And what are your goals, guys? What are your goals for this week for your weight loss? So I'm going to talk a little bit today about courage for weight loss. I think this is one of the biggest topics of when we're losing weight. For me, losing 100 pounds, I've lost 66 pounds, 34 pounds to go. It takes courage, y'all. It takes courage to do this. It takes courage to change the way that we've lived and to live something new. Hi, Dr. Kendi Berry. Hi. I think this weight loss process takes so much courage. And so I want to implore you today of doing something today. Your goal today is do something a little more courageous towards your weight loss than you did yesterday, right? For me, this is so important of being courageous, being like a lion and doing something that is completely uncomfortable for you and trying it, right? Like, so putting butter in my coffee back in the day used to make me feel totally uncomfortable. Like, this is so whack. Try it anyways. Do something today that makes you feel uncomfortable and be courageous about it. And for me, this has been a huge part of my weight loss journey. So let's dive into our tips. I've got 5 of them of how you can be more courageous today on your weight loss journey. First one is you need to be courageous about your surroundings. Changing our surroundings takes courage, but it also takes effort to change what our surroundings are, right? Like, I've talked a lot about decluttering. I've talked a lot about my kitchen has changed, the way that I have things set up, changing my surroundings to set me up for success, right? Including changing my surroundings also includes my calendar has had to change as well, right? Like, the cadence and rhythm in which I used to work at was 60 to 80 hours a week. So I grew my first business, was working like a maniac, right? That does not serve for me its purpose anymore of losing weight. That's why I was fat for so long. One of the reasons is because my cortisol was through the roof. Stress through the roof, which does not help with weight loss, right? It takes courage to change schedules. I literally get nauseous sometimes thinking about the changes that I still have to continue to make, but they're so important. So number 1, change your surroundings. Number 2 was tag teaming off of that, was changing your environment. But number 2 is going to be courage to go shopping. And some of you may be like, what? I'm not talking about like superficial shopping. I'm like the courage to go shopping and to buy something new, right? Like, it goes like, let's reverse engineer this, to buy new products, to buy new things. My grocery shop, literally, I'm across the street. I'm in Front Royal right now for all my Front Royal peeps in Virginia. I'm right across from the Aldi where I go grocery shopping because my schedule changed this morning. I have a meeting with Target with their influencer program later today. And so anyways, so I am going shopping at Aldi. My grocery list has had to change. And that takes courage, y'all. Like, it sounds like wah crybaby, but literally buying new things. Like, no, I'm not going to buy the Cheez-Its for myself because that's so inflammatory. That's so carb heavy. That's so not what I eat now. If I want Cheez-Its, I'll make my own little cheese crisps that are ketofied. Which, by the way, if you guys want me to make a YouTube video on that, let me know, because I was rocking him out last night with different recipes. I was trying things. But so number 2 in the courage journey is changing the way that you shop, changing what you bring into your home, right? Like, what I bring into my home is different. Like, if my family, my husband and my son want to eat non-keto foods, they're welcome to have them. They're welcome to have them, but it cannot stay in our house. Like, for example, we don't have ice cream in our home. We don't. We have yucky popsicles that are like little kid popsicles, like those little ones that you get at the pool, like those plastic ones, right? But we don't have in our home, we just don't have that stuff. So if people come to our house and they want certain things, I'm like, I don't have that. Like, I can't have that in my environment because that sets me up for failure, right? So doing these changes, it takes courage. And number 3 is having the courage to change conversations. The conversations in our home now are completely different than what they used to be back, I don't know, 18 months ago, right? Like, my husband, when we speak, we talk about fasting. When we speak about things, we talk about, is that keto food? Where do you want to go for dinner? What do you want to have for dinner? Like, our lives don't revolve around food. But having entertainment and things like that, it's important that we've changed the way in which we do things, right? Like, we're talking about, we want to go hiking later on this fall, because in Virginia the foliage is beautiful with the leaves changing. And so like that's part of our conversation. Like, what? Like, how is that possible? Like, that's through the 66-pound weight loss, like we're having different conversations. It used to be like, you want to go to Bob Evans and get the breakfast? Like, not that that's a bad conversation, but you know what I'm saying? Like, our conversations are different, but this stuff takes courage. And so this morning in my meditation, and through some conversation, like it's churning in my spirit, is be courageous. Be courageous. Like, weight loss takes courage to do something different, to pull me out of my comfort zone and sitting with that uncomfortableness and just allowing the uncomfortableness to be there. Literally, it takes so much courage. So be courageous today. Be courageous this week. Do something for your weight loss plan that you, and I'm saying me too, like myself included, that makes me uncomfortable, but still do it anyways, right? Like this last 34 pounds on my 100-pound weight loss journey, it's all mental. I know what to do within keto. I know what to do for intermittent fasting. It is now all a mental and a heart thing, right? And for you, I'm probably going to encourage you. We have a lot of newbies in our community. So welcome if you're new to keto. Put your questions below. Let's start talking about those questions. But if you have been around the block for a hot second, which a lot of you guys have, because I'm seeing the same names for all of my lovies out there, it is now a mental game. And the mental game is now going to be a heart game too. It's going to take some courage to do this. So what are your goals today? What are you going to do today? Put it in the comments below to be courageous. You are a lion. So my children, I tell my children that they are lions. My son, when he was born in the NICU, he sounded like a squirrel. And you guys have heard the story before, if you've heard me talk before. He would go in his little isolette. He was like 3 pounds, 14 ounces, this little itty bitty thing that could fit in the palm of my hand. And I would call him a squirrel. And then the next day I was like, or the day or two later, I was like, I don't want my son to be a squirrel. Like, that's not a good visualization. He's a squirrel lion. And so I started calling him Squirrel Lion, and it caught on, and so everyone called him Squirrel Lion, right? So our foster mentee, from him, I call him a lion. He is courageous. He is courageous. So my children, I am planting those seeds of being lions and being courageous. So much so now for myself, I'm like, dude, that's some good S. I started to put lions around my office and my bathroom mirror. I have it on my phone, a lion picture of like a lioness, like she's getting ready to pounce. And so I want to give you that visualization of having courage, being a lion, of whatever imagery you need to get this stuff done, to get it done, to change what you've changed. I know some of y'all this weekend indulge in some non-keto products. I know, you told me. Put that at the footstools of Jesus or whatever you believe, and move on from it, and have the courage to do the next loving thing for yourself. What is the next loving thing to do for yourself? Because you know what you're not going to find here on the Countess of Low Carb? I'm not going to be shameful. There's no shame, guilt, condemnation. That's not coming. Like, I think sometimes people want to get that from me, and I'm like, you're not going to get that from me here. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask you what the next loving thing is to do, right? So if you did that, put that down. What's the next loving thing to do? And what's the next courageous thing to do? So I know that some of you all are talking about OMAD. In our group conversation we were having this morning, there was lots of OMAD talk. OMAD is 1 meal a day. It's basically a 24-hour fast, and then you have 1 meal. I'm feeling in my heart some uncomfortableness about this OMAD. I've done OMAD before. For me, and this is full disclosure, it reared up my eating disorder and made me overcompensate days afterwards. And so I know that that's something unhealthy in me that needs to be healed and needs to be addressed. I don't know why I would way overcompensate. And it wasn't just like a little bit, it was like a way overcompensation. The overcompensation of the eating disorder of OMAD for me has made me hesitant to do OMAD again. And this morning I kept saying the comments about OMAD, and I was like, SHIT, like, that means I need to do it. Like, that means I need to do it. So I'm proclaiming today, I'm going to do OMAD. I'm going to do OMAD from my time last night of when I stopped eating to now swinging into 1 meal a day. I'm going to do it. Yeah, I'm going to go do it. So if you guys want to join me in the group. We're having a conversation of what our weekly goals were. It's there, or you can join it here. But that's what I'm doing for myself, is going to do a 24-hour fast with the OMAD after that. So there you go. There's my being courageous, of me talking the talk and walking the walk. It's not just lip service. It is, I freaking don't want to do it, but I'm going to do it because I know that it's the next loving thing for myself. OMAD is so good. The benefits are so good. Check out Countess of Low Carb on YouTube to read more about like 24-hour fasts and the benefits of it on the blog as well. Switching topics, switching topics over to book club. We start this book club this Friday. It's going to be the 100-pound weight loss book club. We'll start this Friday, and it's all about the emotional, mental part of weight loss that comes with it, right? Like, if it's the food, keto is the way of life, fasting is way of life, love it, rock on. But there's an emotional component to make this sustainable, right? We biologically have fixed that through keto, and then so making it sustainable with this way of life, is the emotional and mental component. So we're going to be reading Brene Brown's book. It's all in the description link below. Check out the website of what the details are and all that. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. And Live, Eat, Breathe Keto is an amazing contributor with that too. Check out the blog liveeatbreatheketo.com. It's another sister blog out there that I love, love, love that resource. There's so many. I was scanning through it the other day, looking through all the different blog topics. I highly recommend that. It's one of the places I go. Y'all know I love my dogs. I love my dogs, but when people, it cracks me up. Anyways, I love you guys. I'm cheering you on today. Put down below what your goals are for the day, or put them in the group, either or, whichever one you feel comfortable with. Cheers, friends. Bye.